Every day when we wake up, we're given two options: continue living on autopilot or choose to live with intention. A truly unshakable mindset isn't shaped in comfort zones. It's built every day with purpose, discipline, and direction. There are 5 habits that, if done regularly, will help you build that strong mindset, not a mind that avoids fear or pain, but one that walks into it calmly, focused, and ready. Before you check your phone, answer messages, or scroll through headlines, take a moment to pause, sit in the quiet, and ask yourself a question most people never ask in their busy lives. Why am I doing what I'm doing? It's such a simple question, but many people go through their whole lives without answering it honestly. They get up, do what they're supposed to do, chase one goal after another, complete tasks on their to-do list, and still feel empty. That's because when you follow tasks instead of purpose, you mistake activity for meaning, you stay busy but not fulfilled, occupied but not in sync with yourself. Beginning your day with purpose means stepping back from the chaos of tasks and reconnecting to the deeper reason behind your action. Choosing to live with purpose rather than default requires intention. The truth is, if you don't take control of your path, someone or something else will guide it for you. The list of things to do will always be there. It will always call for your attention. There will always be emails to send, calls to answer, errands to run. But your to-do list doesn't know your dreams, your values, or who you want to be. It only knows what feels urgent. And urgency often doesn't match what's important. Purpose doesn't shout, it whispers. It invites you to reflect, to act with intention instead of just reacting to the world around you. When you begin your day with purpose, you don't just do more, you move closer to becoming who you're meant to be. For example, say you're in a leadership role. Sure, your task list tells you to approve documents, respond to clients, and attend several meetings. But your deeper purpose might be to lead with kindness, to motivate your team, or to create an environment where people feel respected. When purpose is your starting point, everything on your list becomes a chance to express that purpose. You're no longer just replying to a client, you're building trust. You're not just sitting in a meeting, you're influencing the energy of the room. You're not just ticking boxes, you're supporting a larger mission. Purpose transforms how we do things. It brings order to chaos. It turns simple tasks into meaningful action. And it helps us turn stress into progress. And when life gets tough, and it will, purpose is what holds you steady. As motivation fades, passion can come and go, but purpose is what pulls you forward after a setback. It's what helps you keep going even when no one is watching, even when you feel unsure. Living with purpose doesn't mean ignoring your tasks. It means approaching them from a deeper place. You start to see your day through the lens of meaning. You ask yourself, does this move me closer to the life I want? Does this reflect the kind of person I aim to be? If not, maybe it doesn't belong on your list. So tomorrow, before anything else, don't grab your phone or dive into work. Take a few quiet minutes, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and ask, why am I here today? What kind of difference do I want to make? Not, what do I need to finish? That short pause can shift your entire day, and over time it can change your life. Because when you begin with intention, you not only get more done, you evolve into who you're supposed to be. We've all experienced it, that jolt of anger when someone cuts us off in traffic, the sting from a careless remark, the irritation when plans don't work out. These situations test us. And how we handle them doesn't just shape the outcome of that moment, it reveals the strength of our mindset. Emotional discipline doesn't mean pretending everything's fine. It's not about hiding your feelings or acting like nothing affects you. It's about choosing how you respond. It's the skill of pausing between what happens and what you do next, and choosing your response with intention instead of reacting out of habit. Many people live their lives in reaction mode. Something bothers them, they explode. Something scares them, they shut down. They go through life without realizing they're letting the outside world control how they feel inside. But there's another way. Emotional discipline begins with self-awareness. You can't manage what you don't notice. That means learning to recognize what you feel without judging yourself. Anger, sadness, frustration, fear, they're not bad. They're signals trying to tell you something. But when you let them take control, they can lead you in the wrong direction. Take anger. It often hides hurt. Maybe someone spoke to you in a disrespectful way. You want to react, but if you stop for a second, breathe, and ask, what am I really feeling? You might realize you feel let down or unseen. That moment of clarity is where discipline lives, and the more clear your goals are, the more important emotional discipline becomes. If you want to lead, to create, to do something meaningful, challenges will come. People won't always understand you. Plans will fall apart. Not everyone will cheer for you. And during those moments, your ability to stay calm and clear-minded will make all the difference. It's not about ignoring conflict. It's about staying grounded during it. People with emotional discipline know when to speak and when to stay quiet. They know when to stand firm and when to let go. They don't destroy relationships just to win an argument. They don't burn bridges for temporary satisfaction. Practicing emotional discipline doesn't mean you need years of training. It starts with daily choices. When someone irritates you, you can respond with patience instead of sarcasm. When you're disappointed, you can let yourself feel it without letting it change your attitude. When life gets hectic, you can slow down rather than speeding up in panic. Emotional control means you stop letting others steal your peace. You take charge of your state of mind. You learn to guide yourself first, and only then can you guide others. One question to ask when emotions run high is what I'm about to say or do in line with the kind of person I want to become? That one thought can shift your entire reaction. It reminds you that how you respond isn't locked in. It's something you can shape. Every time you pause and respond wisely, you're strengthening a mental muscle most people never build. You can't control what the world throws your way, but you can choose how to carry it. You can meet chaos with calm, insults with dignity, and fear with courage. And when you do, everything changes. You stop being a victim of circumstances. You stop writing your own responses. You stop breaking under pressure and begin building a mindset that grows stronger through every challenge. We live in a world that tells us to take the easy road, avoid effort, stay safe, don't push too hard. But the truth is, the things that matter most don't come from ease. They grow out of effort, struggle, and discomfort. Growth lives just beyond what feels safe. The people who rise to the top are the ones who choose discomfort on purpose. Discomfort isn't something to fear. It's a sign that you're moving beyond your comfort zone. It shows you're not just existing, you're stretching. And with enough stretching, you gain strength, insight, and mental resilience. Most people wait until discomfort finds them through failure, heartbreak, or change. But you don't have to wait. You can choose to face discomfort every day in small, powerful ways. Wake up earlier than you want. Say no when you're tempted to get distracted. Have the honest conversation you've been avoiding. Take the risk even if it scares you. Show up when it would be easier to stay home. Try something new even when you're unsure. These aren't dramatic gestures. They're small decisions. But when done consistently, they train your brain to stop running from discomfort and start using it to grow. Think of a muscle. If you never work it out, it stays weak. It doesn't hurt, but it doesn't develop either. The same is true for your mindset. If you never do anything that challenges your emotions, your mindset will remain soft. It might feel safe, but it won't be strong. The power of discomfort is that it reveals your true self. When life is easy, you don't need to dig deep or lead yourself forward. But in difficulty, your real strength shows. But when you're in pain, when you're exhausted, or when you're close to giving up, that's when your true mindset reveals itself. This is something most people don't fully understand. Mental strength isn't built when everything is going well. It grows when you feel weak, but choose to keep moving forward anyway. That's where real confidence begins, not from easy wins, but from challenges. It comes from proving to yourself day after day that you're stronger than you thought. There's a simple habit that can change everything. Do one thing each day that makes you feel a bit uncomfortable. It doesn't have to be something big. It could be taking a cold shower, speaking up instead of staying silent, saying no instead of yes, or pushing yourself a little more than usual. These small steps help increase your comfort zone. This is how discomfort becomes a valuable teacher instead of something to fear. Emotional discomfort, like feeling rejected or embarrassed, is just as powerful as physical discomfort. And when we avoid these feelings, we often end up stuck in the same place. But when we choose to face them, to be brave even when we're scared, we begin to grow in powerful ways. Choosing discomfort on purpose isn't about being loud or dramatic. It's quiet, strong, and life-changing. Each time you do something difficult by choice, you're sending a message to yourself. You don't back down from challenges, you rise to meet them. That message, repeated over time, shapes your identity. Comfort might feel safe, but it can limit your growth. Discomfort might be tough, but it brings strength. So don't just put up with discomfort, train in it, welcome it, step into it like a warrior, knowing it's not there to stop you, but to mold you. Because once you learn to welcome discomfort, nothing can really break you, and everything you dream of becoming lies just beyond it. If you talk to your friends the way you talk to yourself, would they still want to be around you? A lot of people have a harsh inner voice. It doesn't encourage them, it criticizes, it brings up doubts, highlights mistakes, and makes you feel like you're always falling short. It says things like, you're not good enough, you always fail, or who do you think you are? And the worst part? We start believing it. We stop questioning that voice and begin to think it's telling the truth. But here's the thing, that voice wasn't part of you at birth. It developed over years of judgment, comparison, rejection, and fear. The good news, it can be retrained. And it should be, because how you talk to yourself shapes every part of your life. Speaking kindly to yourself isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It means holding yourself to high standards while still showing yourself compassion along the way. Think about someone you truly care about. If they mess up, would you insult them? If they're scared, would you call them a failure? Of course not. You'd encourage them, remind them they matter, and offer your support. You deserve that same treatment. The words you tell yourself aren't meaningless. They shape your confidence, your beliefs, and your ability to bounce back. If your inner voice is negative, even success can feel empty, because no matter what you achieve, you'll still feel like it's not enough. Self-talk isn't just about how you feel, it affects what you do. When you're facing a challenge, your inner voice either lifts you up or holds you back. It's either saying, you've got this, or why bother trying? Over time, these thoughts turn into habits, and those habits decide whether you act with bravery or hide in fear. So how do you change that voice? First, become aware of it. Start paying attention to your inner thoughts, especially during hard moments. Notice the patterns and the critical words. Write them down if it helps. That awareness is the first step toward change. Then, challenge the voice. When you catch yourself thinking something unkind or discouraging, ask yourself, would I say this to a close friend? And if the answer is no, it doesn't belong in your self-talk either. Replace those words not with fake cheerfulness, but with truth that supports growth. Instead of saying, I always fail, say, I'm learning. This is part of the process. Instead of saying, I'm not good enough, say, I'm still growing and I have value right now. This isn't about pretending everything is fine. It's about using words that help you move forward instead of dragging you down. Real strength doesn't come from being hard on yourself. It comes from being both honest and hopeful. The more you speak to yourself with understanding, the stronger you become, not because you avoid setbacks, but because you stop letting them define you. You begin to see failure as something that happened, not something you are. You become quicker to forgive yourself, more willing to get up again, and clearer about your next step. People often search for encouragement from others, but the truth is the most important voice in your life is your own. You hear it constantly. It shapes your choices and reactions. That voice can either hold you back or help you grow. Choose to speak to yourself like you would speak to someone you deeply love. with care, belief, and kindness. When your inner voice becomes your source of strength instead of criticism, your whole mindset changes, and so does your life. At the end of each day, many people lie awake replaying the things they didn't get done. The missed call, the incomplete task, the moment they got upset, or the chance they didn't take. Quietly, guilt creeps in, whispering, "You should have done more." We carry that guilt into the next day, trying to make up for it, but never feeling like we're ahead. This cycle leaves people feeling drained, chasing a goalpost that keeps moving. Guilt becomes their fuel, but it's the wrong kind. Guilt wears you down. It keeps you stuck in what went wrong instead of helping you focus on what went right. Gratitude, though, changes everything. Gratitude doesn't ignore what you didn't finish. It doesn't let that define the whole day. It shifts your focus from what's missing to what's meaningful. It lets you recognize your efforts, not just your outcome. You might not have finished everything, but maybe you showed up anyway. Maybe you made someone feel heard. Maybe you made it through a tough moment without falling apart. Those things matter, and gratitude allows you to notice them. You don't need a big routine to end your day with gratitude. It can be simple as writing down 3 good things: a kind gesture, a small success, a lesson learned. Over time, this simple habit trains your brain to see what's working, not just what's missing. That small mental shift can have a huge impact. Guilt says you're falling behind. Gratitude says, look at how far you've come. When you choose to end the day with gratitude, you sleep better, think more clearly, and feel lighter. You wake up with a better mindset because you're not carrying the weight of yesterday into today. And this isn't just positive thinking, it's smart strategy. A mindset built on guilt keeps you reacting. You feel like you always have to prove yourself. But a mindset rooted in gratitude helps you act with purpose. You start to move from a place of strength, not scarcity. Gratitude builds emotional strength too. When life gets hard, and it will, grateful people still feel pain, but they aren't overwhelmed by it. They can find meaning even during tough times. They can hold both struggle and hope in the same moment. That's not being unrealistic, that's real strength. One of the most powerful habits is to end each day by asking yourself, what am I proud of today? Not what went perfectly or what you finished, just what you did that mattered. Maybe you kept going even when quitting felt easier. Maybe you helped someone else. Maybe you just made it through something hard. Recognize it, let it count. When you start closing each day with gratitude, you realize progress is happening even when it's hard to see. You stop fighting against yourself. You stop measuring your value by how much you got done. Instead, you begin building a mindset that stays strong even when things don't go as planned. Gratitude isn't weakness. It's clear thinking. It's the discipline to notice what's working and honor it. It's the strength to say today was enough, even when it wasn't perfect. When you end your day with that kind of reflection, you begin the next day stronger, more focused, more at peace. Because now, you're not just chasing results, you're growing with intention. So tonight, before guilt sneaks in, take a deep breath, look at the day with kindness. Remind yourself that what you did today matters. That's how you build an unshakable mindset, one moment of gratitude at a time.